Hello, good afternoon, all. Firstly, I would like to welcome each one of you for this lovely event. Now, let's start beginning with this event. Now, let me ask a simple question. Like, we all are connected desertly via internet. Okay. Earlier, we used to use internet just for the sake of convenience for social media and all, but now internet is a vivid part of our life. Now, let me ask a question to you all who are watching us live. What's the impact of internet on the human mindset? Like, what are the interventions of internet on human mindset? Like, how a human mind thinks and how it gets changed with the shape of internet influencing and all. So, this particular topic suggests us all these things, and we better know the topic of today. That is the understanding of importance of cyber psychology. And yes, cyber psychology is one of the keen topic which is in demand right now because we all are using internet in a vivid sense in all our day-to-day lives. We are connected via internet. Our lives are very hard without internet, so this topic is totally about cyber psychology and all. So I think it's the right time to introduce you all with our guest speakers. So at first, I would like to introduce Miss Dhriti ma'am. She is present here as the guest speaker. She is the cyber psychology expert and the managing director of DC Vision. She is a corporate coach with 12 years of experience in entrepreneurship. She has been awarded as an Indian in the World XR Conference in the Nanchang province of China in 2019. So she is the one who will tell us about cyber psychology in detail. So without wasting further time, I would like to ask ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, your mic is muted. Can you please mute?
Yes,
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 sure.
yes. Hi Rohan, and it's really nice to be in this show for two consecutive weeks for two of the subjects that are very close to my heart. Thank you so much for inviting me, and go forward. I think we have so many interesting things to discuss today. So we'll throw some lights on how cyber psychology can help you to be safe on internet and many other related subjects. So I think Rohan, please introduce others. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, and thanks for your introductory part. Now, without wasting further time, I would like to call our another guest speaker, Mr. Sudip Sinha. He's a renowned motivational speaker, NLP mind trainer, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner to help people to change their thoughts for getting success and all. We would like to hear from you, sir. If I'm audible to you, can you please? Yes, sure. Over to you, sir. Sudip, sir. Sudip, sir, is I'm audible to you?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Yes, sure. I would like you to say a few words to the audience out there for a lovely introductory part, sir.
Okay, hi, welcome, good morning, good afternoon from uh, the other parts of the world, and nighttime in the far west side. Today, we are going to discuss one very interesting and pertinent topic for the future, which is called cyber psychology. Before we begin, I would like to emphasize on new famous quote in Bengali, which is called Bindute Sindhu Darshan. That means if we have a binocular, in open eye we can see a dot, but if you zoom in, we can see a beautiful either ocean or sky with a very beautiful stars. Now in the digital age, without the arena of internet, we cannot do anything. In our school days, when there was no connectivity, no mobile. Mobile was the fascinating object of people with great wealth. Then the story was different. Now we are in the era of internet. Everything we do, we are connected in the digital world. Today we will be discussing something on a very specific, special, and enriched topic called cyber psychology. And we have got a well known professional in the same field, and we will be highlighting our thoughts, our view to create a greater extent of knowledge base in this domain so everyone will be really interested upon. Quickly touch upon my background. I am Sudip Sinha, working in the field of information technology management, IT networking, and partially cybersecurity for last 23 years. And out of passion, I am working with mind management tool and technique for last 11 years. So it's a blend of technology and the creator of the technology, which is nothing but the human mind. So today we will have a fantastic opportunity to discuss, to share various views on the cyber psychology platform, and we will be enlightening other, we will be learning from each other, and we will create a great platform to have exchange of ideas and question answers.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for this lovely introductory part. I am sure that all the audience out there who are present here are excited enough to listen more from you all. So, at last, I would like to call the person whom I learned a lot, from whom I learned a lot, Mr. Abhishek Mitra, the founder and CEO of Indian Cybersecurity Solutions and Indian Institute of Cybersecurity. He is the ISM lead auditor, certified ethical hacker, MBA in business management and marketing, PGPM, and certified entrepreneurship and retail management. So, without wasting any further time, I would like to call Sir to introduce himself.
Yeah, hello Rohan.
Over to you,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible. You can go.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the introduction. And I think this is the right time to begin with such an important topic. I came across this topic like a year ago to be exact, but did had that opportunity to bring in some of the well-known people who can throw some brilliant light on that and make it easier and more acceptable for the common people, because cyber psychology is a field where you need to know the in and out of it, at least of how you need to behave in the world of internet. I come from a background and everyone knows it from cybersecurity as a company. And in my introduction, as Rohan said, there is another company, Indian Institute of Cybersecurity, focusing on the training part. And also, I'm into trekking. So India Treks is another new ventures, and also into e-commerce platform. So I have a small e-commerce website as well. So managing that. So on those different skills, I come to understand that understanding the psychology is important, how you behave over the internet, and that's really important. So on the part of the cyber security background, yes, because hackers are there and they are ready to grab all those informations that you leave over the internet, and that is the footprints. So how you can reduce that is not about the thinking, and we all agreed with this, is about like making you all scared about this technology or the concept of cyber psychology. It's the need of the hour. You need to know it, and once you are able to grab that understanding, it will be pretty safe in the world of wild web, uh, www world wide web. So that's becoming easier for us. So let's start the session. Over to Dhriti and Sudip Sinha, sir. I'll be chipping in with some questions if I have any, and also like it should be a communication, two-way communication thing in the chat. So what we did earlier on the metaverse session with Dhriti ma'am and also Kanchanda, so we had such an lovely interaction. So I would like to replicate that and moving forward on this. So over to you all. So in this, like, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible,
Yeah.
Abhishek. Yes,
So
you are.
I would rather like to start the session in the way, or as moderating the session, it will be good. So I would like to ask a simple question, and people need to know what is about cyber psychology altogether. It's a completely different field, or is it related with it's psychology, or it's how we deal over the internet, as Rohan started the session in that explaining in detail. So over to Dhriti explaining in what is cyber psychology, right?
Abhishek, I think, yeah, I can definitely elaborate. But I
Hmm.
think that Shudipta is senior to me, so let him start the session. Okay, let him
That's
start the panel with this, and
yeah,
definitely I will add my inputs. So, Shudipta, over to you.
Sure. Thank you. Am I audible clearly? Yeah.
yeah. You're audible,
Okay,
loud and
great.
clear.
So the talk was, can you all put on mute? I have some echo. Okay, great. So in the world of cyber or internet or
Also, can you
digitalization,
please mute? It's echoing.
yeah, okay, it is okay, right? Yeah. So in the world of cyber or connected internet, what we can see, all people are into this field. So they are coming from different background, they are coming from different demographic, age, sex, various mindset, various background of education and interacting. It is a very wide open platform. Like if we go to the fish market, lot of fishes are there, and lot of buyers and sellers are interacting, and few are advertising, few are buying. So it's a huge gamut of domain. In this gamut of domain, there are someone who is just sitting and watching. So that's, let's say, number one. There are someone who is enjoying that for entertainment purpose. There is someone who is selling, advertising, etc. Who is someone who is marketing, flooding with the information, etc. So it's a domain. And in this domain, there are three kind of people you should come to know. One is good people to whom you know. One is bad people with whom you don't know, and they do some criminal activity or harmful situation. And third is unknown people. So known people, good people, bad people, and unknown people. Now, in the virtual world, we keep on adding friends, interacting, and it's a great platform, the social media. We have got good, finding friends who are completely detached, deassociated, etc., etc. So that's a platform. And in this platform, there is a subset called cyber security, where hacker hacks, compromise, try to get something out of it, and then they gain, and with whom it happens, they lose. So in this domain, cyber security is a part of it, and cyber psychology is a completely interdisciplinary field where we can discuss or we can earn knowledge about the cyber in the digital internet connected world where human mind is associated. So all game starts from mind. So what happens is one people see things, and after seeing things, the neural pathway is formed for a person in a joyful manner, and in the same incident can be making one person demotivated. So connection of cyber and the psychological arena is joined together one unique domain which is very inspiring and future oriented, so that it will not be proactive or not be super reactive, rather it is called super proactive. What does it mean? Let's say one incident happened, and this incident is lead to some financial losses. Then our cyber security come into picture, do the forensic analysis, and we pinpoint the root cause, and things are settled down. Now in cyber psychology, it starts from the human mind, how they perceive things, how they behave, how they interact over the digitally connected world, and then the effect or side effect, or the positive side or the negative side as a whole. In other way, we can see that it starts with a human mind behavioral concept, and and in the other part with cognitive behavior and the pattern of customer buying, so that it is called AI. So artificial intelligence, cognitive behavior backed by thinking pattern, behavior, attitude of all is creating a gamut where we work together, contribute together day in and day out, called cyber psychology. So it is just the behind the scene. What we can see, that's the tip of the iceberg, but below that there is a lot of thought process. There is lot of things which generates internet, create funnel so that people start interacting together, showing interest, buying together, and that's how the cyber psychology domain is formed. Yeah, over to Abhishek. Just create a foundation and then Dhriti to pitch in.
Okay, so very nicely explained, Shodipta. Very detailed discussion that you actually throws many lights, not only some light, many lights to what cyber psychology is. To add to it, for me, in a very layman's language, whenever we are interacting with computer, our brain reacts in certain ways. So a psychology that plays a very important role whenever we are talking about brain and mind. So whenever a person, a human being, is interacting with computer or the world of internet, the psychology that's playing behind is known as cyber psychology for me, because this is a very layman language that everyone should understand what cyber psychology is exactly. How you are behaving with your world of internet, that is exactly your cyber psychology is. And that's all about cyber psychology, because that is the exact pinpoint that where we have to understand cyber psychology and how it is helping us or destroying us wherever we are interacting with the internet world. uh, Now it has various good effects, and as I said, that evil effects too. Later in this workshop we will understand that how it will affect us, our social life, our work life, or our beloved ones. So I think, Abhishek, over to you.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Abhishek,
That
you
was,
went. Yeah.
yeah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you for both of you laying down this foundation, and in a quite right sense is how it is important and what it's all about. Now, getting into some understandings of, like, as a parent, people might be having questions. Our child right now, once we see a infant, even a child of like 5 6 years of age, we tend to see they are glued to the mobile screens and to technologies which, at our uh, age when we were 5, I don't remember getting access to those kind of technology. It was not invented, definitely. So how it is impacting the mindset, and on the prospect of how they are soft target of hackers who want to intrude into someone's family. And why? Because that person who is there working in some company, his father, the child's father, might be working in one of the biggest company where he's one of the source where data could be leaked, right? So there are incidents happen, but as we all started on in a positive note, that we are not here to make you afraid of it, but obviously knowledge is important and awareness is much more important. So coming to the question is how children's, and what is the impact of cyber psychology on children and on child. So that is important to throw some light on that, so that all of us can understand how, and like what we cannot ask our child to just stay away from all technology. It cannot happen, and it is not feasible. So what is the right way to go move forward on this?
Well, so you want me to answer this?
I'm letting both of you to answer it. Like, if you can start, it'll be good. Then I'll go to Sudip sir.
Okay, no problem at all. So, as we all know, that last 2 years since this COVID happened, we our children are using online classes. They are using
Right.
either tabs or mobile or laptop. By any way, they are actually interacting with the internet, right?
Right.
Abhishek, could you please mute
Right.
yourself?
Yeah.
Somewhat is going, yeah. So that means they are now exposed over internet and they don't know what are the good and evil part of it. So they are becoming easy prey. How? As Abhishek rightly pointed out, that we are not here to afraid someone or someone uh, let them get into fear, but of course we are spreading awareness. We are letting people know that how this can I mean, they can be affected and how to get out of this. Definitely, we will suggest at the end. So, let us first understand what are the difficulties that may happen. The first thing, before COVID time, whenever our children used to use mobile or internet or laptop, we used to monitor them. We can fit in a screen time for them, or we are taking this kind of parameters to control our children's internet behavior. But when COVID happens, we completely lost this track. Why? Because they have to attend their class throughout the day, and they have to submit their work through mobile or through internet. So there is no monitoring at all. During this time, between one class to the other, you are not aware that what they are going. And as you know, that empty mind is the workshop of evils. So all the bad things are coming, bad inputs coming from their friends and others, because they are now into WhatsApp, they are chatting with their friends, because all the class inputs are coming in WhatsApp or in other chat window. So they are the most trend that we get, that the watching adult content is, getting higher and higher. The downloading adult content, watching adult content, this trend is going higher and higher. Then playing video games, they are playing multiple video games. Few of them are really addictive, like to name such PUBG. Later on, PUBG banned, but before that, PUBG was a biggest threat. We all know about Blue Whale, right? Blue Whale was a maze that has been created. It took many, life of many children as well as adult person as well. We will definitely talk that later on. So they are playing games, they are playing addictive games like GTA, PUBG, especially few virtual reality games, as virtual reality contents are very much, what to say, they are very much immersive. So it is very easy for a user to get immersed into it, and thus it creates addiction. As we have discussed in our last session, if Abhishek reminds, you remember that we have already discussed this. So this kind of content, creating a kind of addiction within children, then they are having less experience in their life, right? With this less experience, they are trying to interact with social media platform. Now there are so many predators, those who are waiting for them to becoming the prey. Okay, so they are easy game for them. For those predators, children become very easy game, because they are very fragile. Their mind is very fragile, they don't have that kind of maturity. So they are becoming easy game for the predators out there. So these way they are completely, what to say, they are completely surrounded with different difficulties while interacting with internet. And it's, I think that it is the responsibility of the parents to make them aware about these things, because they are the first line guide for any children, right? So if you are talking about a child, their mom and dad, mother and father, is the first line guidance for all children. So it's, I think it's better for any parent to make their children aware about these things, that these are the things happening right now, and these are the difficulties you may face if you don't use internet wisely. So in order to do that, even parents needs to be aware, or parents needs to be trained. Like, to let me give a very small example. Children of this age, they are alpha generations, right? So this alpha generation use some coded language. Okay, these are some abbreviation they're using, like goat. POS. So these are the terms. Even sometimes they are not using it; they are using a symbol of it, infographic. So how to interpret them is, if you don't understand, if you, even if you are checking a phone of your child, you might be, this is goat. So what do you understand? I mean, is this a goat, real goat? No, they are trying to say that this is greatest of all time. Sometimes they are writing that, okay, POS. So what do you understand? So POS means parent on shoulder. So I cannot communicate with you, my parents in shoulder, they are watching me. Okay, so you have to be learned, you have to be I mean, learned enough to understand this kind of words, that they are using this language when they are communicating with each other. Only then you can monitor your child. So not only children, I think, in order to make them aware, their parents should be trained properly with cyber psychology. So that is my input. I think Shudipta is having definitely few points to add on to it. Over to you, Shudipta.
Very nicely articulated. Nothing much to add. Question to Abhishek. So, Abhishek, let's say in 3 kilometer surroundings from your home, you have two cinema hall. One
Hmm.
cinema hall is showing black and white movie, and other cinema hall is showing a real, vivid, lovely sound movie. Where you will go?
Yeah, am I audible?
Obviously, yes, yes. So my question is, let's say in 3 kilometer of your surroundings, if you have
Yes.
two cinema hall, one cinema hall is showing black and white movie with no sound, and other cinema hall is showing a beautiful, vivid, colorful movie with a dolphin sound. So where do you go?
Yes.
So
Definitely
you
the
should
one
go
with
with sound and colorful, right? Beautiful
right,
chair, posture, etc.
right, right.
So not only child, human mind obviously getting attracted by a beautiful packaging. They don't know what is within. So in the child, okay, it is 3D, beautiful game, someone will be killed, I will be skillful enough to kill. So those addiction part of it, we are rightly talking. Now, as rightly mentioned, parents are the first line of guard. So no children is something that they will not understand something. So we need to convey the message such a way that they can really understand because their experience is 0 or 1 or 2 in the cyber age. So basically, not only the keeping them away from the digital platform has to be there in daily life, as we see. Second is education for parents is becoming very essential, and then conveying the message such a way that the little child or little children will be somehow understanding, and they will be doing something else rather than coming into the trap. Because when they install any apps, all phone phone book, diary, or the contact, the respective gallery, all permission are given. We are not aware what is happening behind the scene. So one thing is, obviously we need to go into the deep, have a parental control, parental learning, so that they will be really productive, proactive, and taking a preventive action to go ahead and make the evil to come. And the second thing is, the psychology says if there is a very interesting thing and you need to break, really you need to break and put something more interesting so that the mindset will be coming to the other interested area. So it is really interesting for
Yes,
them, so that they are becoming really addictive. So to
yes,
break
yes.
the addictive nature, we need to understand, read their psychology, and
Right.
treat them efficiently so that we can involve in something else together, so that they can somehow get rid of such traps in the longer run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah. So there is a definite way out, but this way out should not be a straightforward one liner. It should
Right.
be continuously evolving things. Parents should upgrade their skill for the controlling part of it, and not only watch, understand what they are seeing and why interest is there. And then they can convince, okay, this is interesting, but behind the scene, this harm may cause. So it is better to fall back to this, which is really harmless. That should start from seeing the ratings, seeing the security posture of the apps and all other stuff, so that it will be a combined effort, not a straightforward answer to say no, don't use that.
Right. Exactly said by Sudip. So explaining it in more details. Am I audible to you? Hello.
You're audible, sir.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like we can now think of something like, let's we understood about how we can have a parental control and what policies procedures need to be followed, and once we evolve in, we'll get more things to be done. Like, moving on to the next part is about people who are using it and they cannot avoid it, like people who we are in a working environment, we need to use internet daily, and everyone is using it for everything, like from starting from bread and butter to like purchasing anything online, everything. We know we are digital now. So what kind of psychological impact is going to happen on if we like if on the impact on the like work environment? So if we can focus on that, so I'll ask uh, Dhriti ma'am to focus on this and throw some light on how it is impacting the work environment.
Abhishek, as you have rightly pointed out, that we all are working, and at the same time we are habituated in internet as well, because this
Right.
is a business part of our work right now. So
Right.
first, I would say the most important thing is addiction to social media. We
Hmm.
all are somewhat or the other addicted to social media. Now that is actually eating up our productive time in a big way, right? Then, during this pandemic, one thing has increased incredibly, that is watching porn during office hours. It was there
Yes.
at a very low level, but now
Hmm.
during this pandemic, it has increased in a very, considerable, yet, I mean,
Rapidly. Right.
very rapidly. Why I'm
Hmm.
saying this? Because I'm not saying this without data. I am a part
Yeah.
of CISS and India, that is Institute of Indian Psychology Association. Is an
Hmm.
institute, and it's working with almost especially with the administrative part of
Right.
different three states, that is Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, and
Hmm.
here. So we have done overall monitoring or overall screening. So we have found this data with that particular screening time, that people have started watching, especially men has started watching porn during work time, and this is increasing rapidly. Next, we are always thinking that we are very safe from social media, but we are not. With all the
Hmm.
experience that we have in our life, with all the, what to say, this is something very interesting, that we all have some weak part of our mind,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And somewhat or other, when we are showing up in social media, we are vulnerable to it. We are showing up our emotions, whether we are sad or
Hmm.
we are happy. We are showing it in social media, and then getting prey of these social media intruders very easily. Then we all are thinking of securing our office network with firewall and other security devices. Right? What about human mind? You are having your employees too. So do I. Even in other companies also, they are having different employees. I mean, in different sections, divisions. So how they
Right.
can prevent their employees? We can secure their network with the network devices. That is the part of cyber security. But how to
Cyber
secure?
security.
Yeah. So, but how? What is the part of the human mind? What about
So
this?
as we all know, like working in the cybersecurity domain, it's like human mind is the like human is the weakest link in any security, and we all know this, but we cannot use this, and we cannot try to solve this because cyber psychology plays an important role in doing it. So before putting on the endpoint security is we should focus on training individuals on security, and especially on the cyber security part, like what things to be done and what not to be done. So that's an important
Absolutely.
part.
This is exactly. This is what we call human firewall. Okay, you
Yeah,
are
yeah,
creating
yeah,
network firewall. We should
yeah.
create a human firewall as well. And
Right.
you know something, there was a very sad incident happened in 2021 in Bangalore.
Mm,
One
mm,
of the government officials honey trapped,
mm.
and
Right,
entire information, those are classified, has been
right,
extracted from
right,
him.
right,
Okay,
right.
so till now we were habituated to see this kind of handicraft things in
Mm,
espionage movies, but this is
right.
now happening in normal office hours and normal office officials also. So this
Yeah.
is
And
something.
even like even we have seen it nowadays. All like people who are into the domain of like normally working there, their employees or their government employees or they are into the security forces. We have got so many of complaints, especially focusing on only in Bengal in last 2 weeks. So it's not restricted to only to government officials. It's now is going to blackmailing those doctors and even everyone and giving them a phone call. So how people are getting into your Facebook account and somebody drawing you to have some sex chat with you on that ground, and how you are drawing into that. So it's important to understand where is your mistake and where you are drawing into something which could be very dangerous and lethal to where you're working. So it's important, like we can if you can be safe and you can understand and you can use your brain what is wrong to judge what is wrong and what is right, you are mastering the art of cyber psychology. That can be a
Absolutely.
way to do so.
Especially, today employers are also getting very, they are very cunning, and they are very aware of these things. So they have started few processes like we are doing social
Mm.
profiling for
Right.
two big corporates,
Mm.
those who are hiring for
Mm.
this newly hired or before hiring. We are doing social media profiling, that is called social profiling of those
Mm.
candidates, those who have applied, whether
Mm.
they have any different kind of netigate, what we call
Mm.
netigate. We will come to this later. Net
Mm.
etiquette, what are
Mm.
their netiquettes, and how they are behaving, if they are posting any sensitive data. So
Right.
these things they are monitoring, and there is a process called clean exit. Whenever you are exiting a company, clean exit actually belongs to government of India. It has initiated with association with IPS, CIPS. So because this has been very, taken very seriously, that when an employee is leaving a company, whether his social background also clean or not, they will check all the data in their social profile, and then will give them a clean exit, social clean
Okay.
exit, so that they can
Yes.
apply to other companies as well.
Mm.
So
Mm.
there
Mm.
are so many initiatives already started in this domain. So to all those working personnel who are working, please be prepared that everything is monitored. Today's, it's not that you are doing anything in your social media and you are claiming something else in your workplace that will be treated wisely. Okay, everything is getting monitored with or without your knowledge, but everything is monitored, and you will get paid back for you. So that's all I think. For working environment, we have these cases that I have stated.
So I think
And
more or less you have also covered in the social part as well, like
no,
in
no,
your
no, there
social
are
life,
so many.
how people can be safe. So
No,
I'll
this is,
ask Sudipta
yeah.
even to like if we can throw some light on this, on the social part, how people can maintain their social life. Okay, so over to you, Sudeep sir.
Sure. Let's. Abhishek, can you please put on mute?
Yeah,
Yeah. So let's. There is a final match. Uh, Abhishek, have you muted?
I'm unable to
Okay.
do so from here. Just one.
Yes,
Okay, great.
actually, it's
Great.
very much. Yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah. So let's assume there is a final football match. Okay. And 11 players are on the ground. They have got one key mantra to win the game. So goalkeeper has a specific role to save, defender save, forward midfielder give the ball to forwarder and forwarder to make the score. So now in the world of the employment or corporate world or individual which is directly linked to earn, so in that case it is individual responsibility to behave with a maturity so that it will not bring something evil and then put us out, oh okay, something is not working for me. So if anyone really wants a sustainable growth in his part, be it a football player or be it a corporate or be it the employee of the organization or entrepreneur, mindfulness is extremely required. So he should be alert, he should be focused what exactly need to be done, because time is stipulated 24 hours god has given to everybody. Now if, because amusement social part of it is obviously there, which is for the refreshment part and getting connected virtually. But if someone is bogged down too much on that area, then within the 24-hour span of time, 8 or 9 hours, where he or she is supposed to deliver a great quality with the accuracy, that will be violated. So, step number one is to have a matured action where to put focus on, how much to focus on, and one internal alarm clock should be there which will budge and drag down into the focused arena of working. So this is number one. Number two is social platform is a great platform. We interact, we can create a good culture, good habit, and maybe with a good thing, especially in pandemic area when we are not able to go, we can interact and collaborate greatly. But again, limited to whom we exactly know, to whom we exactly interact, and to whom we should interact who really adds value to our life, not unknown people, very unknown people, or not a people. Because in the social media, two kinds of people we know to be good, and this is unknown. So unknown has got two category as well. So this trustworthiness of interacting is very much essentially required. And second is how much you will share to a closed group or share to a open to all. If it is open to all, it is very easy to crack, and from there the journey begins for the evil minded to do something evil. So conscious approach, conscious behavior, and not to show off very widely with a jargon or exaggerated manner. That is the main thing, so that people can really meet their bottom line and enjoy the great platform that has been created as a technological arena.
So, Shudipta, very nicely explained. Even I want to add few more points to it when we are talking about this social cyber psychology thing. The most importantly, what Shudipta pointed out, that our behavior during this, when we are exploring the social media, sometimes we post our picture where we are going. Okay, whether we have a problem of FOMO, feeling of missing out if we are not, not getting the response. Suppose I have messaged someone and I'm not getting a response. Now I'm feeling that, okay, so it's a kind of urgency that we have created within ourselves. Whenever we are getting good likes, number of likes and comments from social media, it's actually trigger our dopamine. Okay, so it's completely becoming hormonal. And the values for life and the behavior has totally been changed even in children. I just remember that there was a case in 2020, that is a boys locker case in South Delhi. Few of the renowned students, I mean few of the students from renowned schools all over the India, they were for I mean formed a completely different, a new kind of chat group in Instagram. And what they were doing, they were pulling photograph of young girls. They are morphing it, posting in the group, and then I cannot explain that what was that discussion that was going on there. The language, the jargons that has been used was nasty. Finally, one of the girls, she has been complained in cyber cell, and she has put it in Instagram that there is a chat group in Instagram called Boys Locker, and they are doing all these things. Then the cyber cell get activated, and they take catch hold of these students. Even one of them is from us, Kolkata. Okay, so most of them are from Delhi, especially in South Delhi, and even one of them are from Kolkata. So that is one case. The other case that has happened of the extortion, two types of extortion we will talk about. One case happened, uh, it was not sextortion, it was extortion. One of my very familiar one, very close to my family, she was young and she was very charming, and she was very active in internet, I mean social media. So she get in touch with a boy, and they finally, after a long time chat and then video chat and everything, they have finally decided to get married. Okay, now the boy was there in London, I think in London or somewhere in the UK. And he told that I'm sending you my engagement ring. I'm coming over to India to get married, and will take you along with me. And before marriage, I mean before our engagement, I'm sending you the engagement ring. You just need to, take it from the Mumbai airport or somewhere. Okay, it happened in Maharashtra. Now what happened, that girl got a call from the that department, what is this called, when you want to, I mean, claim
Custom,
something.
custom.
Custom, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They got a call from customs department that they have a ring, and they have to pay 1,20,000 rupees to get it relief from there. So the girl paid that amount, and then they got a call that no, this much is not sufficient. You have to pay another 30,000 rupees. They paid even that, and at last, that boy is not picking up the call. At the same time, they are not getting the ring as well. Then they filed a cyber complaint. So people should know when to file a cyber complaint. Another case of sextortion, a person known to me, she was involved in an extramarital affair. Okay, now they have exchanged so many adult contents over chat. Now what that person did, they record, I mean he record all the discussions, the photographs and all, and they have started sharing it with her friend circle, and claiming some money out of it to stop that communication. So these are all traps that we all should be aware of, because these are these are happening now and then. Even child pornography, India is in second position in
Right.
during this COVID time. Only from Nagpur, 13 cases launched in a single month for this kind of child pornography. So be very aware, everyone. And it's not that we are making you afraid, it's that we want to let you know that if you encounter with any such problem, please don't suppress, feel free to get in touch. Go to www.cybercrime.gov.in. This is the official site
Right.
for launching crime. Even there is social defamation. You know something, Shudipta, I myself been the prey of social defamation. It happened with me. I launched a cyber complaint, and someone, because there is a thing called net freedom. Okay, we usually call it like internet freedom kind of thing, net democracy, where I have a platform, I can speak of anything. Okay, so then what happened, someone told something rubbish about me publicly, and normally what happened, people used to throw the same thing back in social media, but they don't know that there are policies, there are cyber laws. Can be punished under IPA section, section 499 and 500, where they can be punished if they launch a proper cyber complaint.
Yes.
So be aware of these things. These are very important whenever you are facing this kind of problem. Preventive measures are always important, as Sudipta rightly pointed out, that training your brain, tuning your brain in certain things, not to react to these incidents, or not to do control your behavior. But at the end of the day, we all are human. Human are, we are induced to do errors. It's very natural for us to do mistakes. So even if it happens, don't commit suicide, don't be socially detached. Please go and launch a cyber complaint. That is very much important, to know that we have a cyber law in India, and you all can get benefit out of it if you are really serious to. At the end of the day, both are, going hand by hand. If you take a precautionary measure, or if you are taking measure after getting victimized. So that's all I think, from my side.
Thank you, Didi. You have explained it in a more detailed way,
Very
which is
nicely
very
said.
much, which was very much the need of the hour. And thank you for that. And also mentioning and focusing on the point of cybercrime.gov.in, the website where you can launch the cybercrime incident, because we receive numerous calls from victims, and we cannot like, we are not the official people to handle that, because we are not authorized to do so. So we tell them this, but this is an blessed platform where in the live which you have explained them, and things which we are discussing. These are some topics where people do like be afraid from this kind of topic, because they don't want to take this kind of topic. But this is important to understand that this is where cyber psychology lies in, and these are the things which we need to focus on, because if we don't discuss, you will not know what's the right way to go forward to this, right? And how you can be fall a prey to it. And yes, there are different courses. We are also going to launch cyber psychology course, where Dhriti and Sudip, so will both will be focusing on it and sharing some important contents. So people who are interested to join in can definitely have a session on that, and that's a video based training, as well as there's a bigger course. So we'll come across, we'll focus on our website, the updates will be there, and there will be on our social medias once we launch them. So we are going to launch it in by a week or so. So on this, yes, how it is important to uh, like your behavior in the cyber world, and how it is being tracked is well explained by both of them. So thank you to both of you. And I would rather like try to focus on another important topic, is like why everyone requires the basic knowledge of cyber psychology. It's well explained by Dhriti. Even if people want to draw some points on that, they can understand it. I'll ask Sudip sir to focus on this, and try to like give some more details on why it is hardcore important to understand cyber psychology, or the basic knowledge of it is required.
Very pertinent question. Now, technology has got some flip side, but obviously huge advantage that we know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And with the help of technology, we can really create a game changing self. So
Yes.
one is here, with the help of technology, he can go there.
Right.
And in this journey,
Hmm.
5% are becoming victor,
Hmm.
95% are becoming victim. So
Hmm.
why this is so? So one statistical analysis has been done.
Hmm.
Why people, only 5% are in the bracket,
Hmm.
who are really becoming the victor,
mm,
and the others are falling into victim.
mm,
So one is knowledge awareness is the
mm,
fundamental thing that 5% people holds.
mm,
Second, after having sufficient knowledge, they have got matured action. Human
mm,
makes mistake, which is
mm,
normal. But
mm,
making mistake again and again is
mm,
not permissible. So learning from the mistake, I'm moving forward. Third thing that these 5% people follow, they always have a forward vision. They predict when something happens.
mm.
So if you know, if you do this now, tomorrow what can happen? If that is clear, that will come from your fundamental training enablement and the knowledge base and few
Mm,
case studies, use cases. Then you will be able to understand, okay, if I do this, this may come.
mm.
And these forward looking or proactive thinking pattern, they hold process, and it is not a one time. It is not a certification that I have a certified forward looking professional. No, it is a constantly developing
Exactly.
day by day,
Exactly.
right? It's something
Exactly.
like anger management. So
Right.
piche ek board hai, I am anger management certified, and every day every moment he is
You're
angry.
getting angry.
So what is the point of doing that,
Right.
right?
Rightly. Rightly said. Rightly said.
So
Yeah.
similarly, those
Mm,
5% are
mm,
forward-looking attitude.
mm,
And
mm,
fourth thing is, do not show off what you are not really in.
mm,
So someone can beautiful feather of peacock and
mm,
having the same mindset of crow. So what is the point of doing that, right?
mm,
So those fundamental features, what
mm,
exactly I should do in the cyber world, what
mm,
exactly I should not do, and
mm.
what for 2 minutes amusement, what I can install that I can make my life miserable for 20 years. So
Yes.
those fundamental thing,
Mm,
knowledge is the key,
mm.
learning and then matured action. And once the knowledge is within, then sharing that so that the other person will not do the same and
Same
becoming
mistakes. Yeah.
victimized, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that is why it is a collaborative learning and growing together platform and
Mm.
opportunity everyone should striving for, so that the cyber psychology for every individual is very much important to becoming a victor and enjoying the beautiful technology that is within us. Yeah.
Right, right. So I'll try to uh, end the session. But before ending that, I'll have an important question. Is like I tend to get make money questions from students even like if you are going to launch a cyber psychology course, is there like what is the profession if someone gets certified in cyber psychology? Yeah, it's okay that you are having different courses on people who can prevent themselves from getting victimized, but what is the if I choose this as a career, because there is this opportunity of becoming like getting MSc in cyber psychology as well, so what kind of career opportunities do we have? So I'll open this question for both of you so that if you can throw light on this.
Sure. So let me quickly create a foundation, and Dhiti, based on your experience, you can pitch in. So flow, where is the bigger, people should jump. So that's the phrase actually. So cyber internet based platform will be anyway there for the years to come. So that is
Hmm,
concrete.
hmm,
World is thriving for digitalization
hmm,
and as a learning platform due to the pandemic or before pandemic, lot of footprints are there, and day by day people are having multiple gadgets, not only one laptop, one mobile phone, tablet, ipad, etc. Say billions of data. Now human mind is a best gift and the
hmm,
worst enemy, we all know.
hmm, hmm,
So now the cases will come where
hmm,
people tend to fall and become a victim.
hmm.
So we need to really see 6 months down the line how maturely this is shaping. Cybersecurity, one of the platform, India need good certified cybersecurity professional to defend.
Psychologist.
At the same thing, when someone is counseling somebody, And if it is a cyber, then again, the knowledge of cyber and what may go wrong and what may go right, and what is the replenishment to convert or transform the right wrong to right to have a
Right.
positive effect, that knowledge is important. So, in
Yes.
that angle, 6 months is a
Mm,
very crucial time for everybody to
mm,
see how the trending is. And
mm.
based on that, courses will be there. A lot of researches are going on, and the
Yes.
researches are making us really hardened and matured.
Mm.
But one from a novice cannot go to the research. So he or
Right.
she need step by step effort, and
Yes.
the initiative that you are trying to build up is really great, and our government initiative and all other to make this field very much uplifted is a super initiative. And I'm optimistic that in 6 months down the line there will be a solid foundation built gradually.
Thank you, Sudha, for like explaining in details and making sure that what is the focus or what prime objective of was to launch this cyber psychology program is to lay down the foundations and where people can get into the next level of going into the MSCs, and also people who are uh, common people can get an understanding of what behaviors, what to do and what not. So explaining in details will come across with the course modules, and if you keep in touch with the social medias, so you will know that. So I'll request Dhriti to focus on this and like elaborate on what points I already Sudip that has told, or some new points if you want to include, because you are the right person to go to.
Nothing, Abhishek, because Shudipta has perfectly pointed out
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
why
yeah.
the person should take up cyber psychology as a career. I
Mm,
don't think that there I need to include anything. It's
mm,
perfectly pointed out. Only one thing that I want to say, that psychology, the terminology
mm,
is self understanding human mind, and
mm,
don't, I mean, get confused with psychology and cyber, between these two, because
mm.
they are not related. They are far apart from each other, and bringing
Yes.
both of them together is
Mm,
really the need of this hour.
mm.
So, as if there anyone, those who have already attended our last session, they know that
On the
I'm a
metaverse. Yeah.
storyteller. Okay,
Mm,
so virtual reality is something that is actually providing most immersive content, and addiction is the best possible thing out of it. So how a person can deal both? They are far apart from each other, right?
right.
One is
Right.
creating addiction if not used in a proper way, and the other one is trying to solve this problem. That means we should understand both the poles correctly. Why to create, I mean, why they, I mean, it is creating the addiction, and how to solve this addiction. Both thing has to be clear to everyone.
Mm,
Likewise, in cyber psychology also, psychology people think that cyber psychology is not for us, and psychologists, I mean cyber people think, what is the role of psychology over here? So if you
yeah.
understand both the pole properly, then it will be, I mean, what to say, a thunderous, I mean, knowledge for you, and you can address any problem related to either cyber or psychology. So understanding cyber psychology, taking this as a career, is the next big thing you can do in this coming century, because everything is over cyber now, even war. So understanding cyber psychology is very much important. It can give you a very potential career in future. Even in our administrative department also, people, I mean, the government is looking for cyber psychologists. So it's a
Yes.
very good career to take, to take on, and definitely will be involving some courses, as you have already, I mean, proposed and announced. So that will be very promising for all the you know, candidates, those who are interested in this subject.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's all as of now.
Thank you very much, Jyoti. So, like as you mentioned, the point of war. Okay, and we have a question today, so I can request Rajiv to pop up the question which we have received. Okay, so as of Can you come again, please? So the question is, as of now, the war situation is very intense, and Anonymous has declared cyber war against Russia as well. So, what impact it will do to the cyber world? You are like, this is a question which is not directly related to today's session, but definitely I'll be addressing it, and I'll request Sudip to throw some light on it, and then Dhriti ma'am, and then I'll at the end I'll give some points.
So I think base person is you because we are only the technical person.
Okay, so see, Anonymous has declared like coming to this answer, I would rather would want people, if they want this topic to be taken up, we can have it on a next session if they want to, and also like to precise answering this is the cyber world. Everyone is at war at every time. Just that we are not, as a common people, we are not aware every time, right? So everyone is tracking someone. Some people are getting it like they are intruding something, they are keeping themselves anonymous. This is an anonymous group. Yes, we all know that they stand up for a social cause, and they have taken the right or wrong decision. Is not like it's political to answer in this session, so I'll refrain from that. Yes, they do this. They have done it against ISIS. They took down the social accounts of terrorists, and now they have also done it against Russia. They're focusing on the important news which I today came across is the Ukrainian president is also asking the private hacking group to focus on and keep the security intact of their government websites and their assets, IT assets available. So it's a call by the Ukrainian president. So now you can understand that in the World War I, what was there? World War II, it was planes introduced. Now, if it is anyway World War III, then cyber war is on, and it will be there. So this we have predicted it that yeah, the next war will be on the cyber, but it's a combination of both. What you can see in any war, there will be this cyber war in like used in. Our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is also mentioned on the digitalization phase as well, to bring in the cyber security as one of the important fields in part of the defense. So this is there. This is an impact. What impact would it lay down on the cyber world? Is there will be, the Anonymous is targeting Russian websites. All time there is a war. As I told, there is a war between uh, different countries. They are trying to get informations as much as possible. So this is what from my end. Coming to the point of this topic, yeah, Dhiti, yeah, please go
Abhishek, I want to want to take up this question and add a
ahead.
point
Mhm,
that this is a very important section of cyber
mhm,
psychology that we have missed,
mhm,
because the question was not related. Now, what you have, asked Ananya,
mhm.
that anonymous is completely related to dark web. Okay, and understanding the psychology of people using dark web and deep web is also coming under the arena of cyber psychology. Okay, so a person who is staying anonymous, that means his identity is locked or his identity is covered. Okay, so this feature is for dark web. This is another source of very highly organized crime. They are
Yeah,
doing many things in dark
yeah,
web.
yes, the dark web concept comes in, but what question like what he is focusing on, the group itself, anonymous group, that have the why the group name is anonymous. We need to understand, if people
Yes,
can
of course, because
understand
they
this,
are
what
operating
Riti is
from
answering. Yeah,
yeah,
so
of
it's
course,
anonymous
because
means people don't know who are there. Yeah,
they are
we don't
operating
know
from
who
dark
is
web.
operating. Yes. No, yeah, they
Yes.
are operating from different places, but this infamous group, the name anonymous comes in from is as they want to keep themselves anonymous. That we don't know anyone who is there in the group. I might be there, a part
Course,
of an
that is
anonymous.
why they're covering
Obviously,
their
he might be there.
identity.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course,
So it's
they're
hiding
covering
an
their
identity.
identity.
Yeah, so they are everywhere in the world. They are not a citizen of a particular country. This is a group, and we don't know how many members are there, but this group works, and this group takes actions, and this group stands for a social cause, and this is what they try to
They will.
focus on, yeah, and
Yeah,
behaving,
we will go
right?
in. And of course, it will impact the social, I mean, the cyber world hugely.
Yes. Hmm.
We have to wait and watch that what exactly damage that it would cause. But at the end of the day, they have their, agenda.
Hmm.
So answering anything political views, I don't think it's the
Yes.
motto of this workshop.
Yeah.
So we would like to avoid that. But of course, this is another very important area where a world is leading towards.
Right,
So
right. So it is also that, as it is mentioning, it is also important to understand psychology, and how we are relating it to is, if these people are working over the internet and you don't know, like they are working for social cause, there are hackers who are trying to infiltrate into your data, or they are making the social profiling of it. So obviously, if you need to be safe, you need to understand what footprints, what things that we are publicly disclosing. Is it important? Can I, or can a hacker can just see your social profiles of different social medias and find out that what could be your password in one of the social account even, or guessing the ATM's pin number, right? It could be like hackers could like hackers can do it, and hackers do it for, so this is the technology known, like we technically term it as social profiling. Okay, and this is where we common people need to reduce our footprints, okay, or make sure that wherever we are doing, there are proper security measures taken by individuals. No company, no government can protect you 100%. It is you that you can take decision, and it is you that you need to understand the psychology of people, of criminals over the internet, and it is you that you are operating in the internet cannot be victimized, because you know and you understand about cyber psychology. So that's a wrap from the session. Over to you, Rohan.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us. And I'm very much sure that all the audience out there are very much clear enough of the topic. And to be little bit sarcastic at the end, as ma'am told that all the infants are using the abbreviated language. So make sure you all have to make your resumes as well. So be well enough trained for your educational purposes and all. So I think it's the right time to wrap up the session. So at last, I would like to thank each one of you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for joining with us and enlightening us with all your views and knowledge.
thank you, thank
So
you.
I thank you, ma'am. So I request the moderator to end the session here.